Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Lant reporting from Cambridge, Massachusetts, which must be refrigerated today. It's so incredibly cold. We are used to cold in New England, but we're not used to it quite before Thanksgiving. Over and over to grandmother's house we go, the horse nose, the sleigh through the white and drifting snow. Oh, we rode through the wind so high the wind blows, nips the toes and bites the nose as over the snow we go. We're alive now, alive, oh. In Dublin's fair city, there once lived a pretty who went by the sweet name of Sweet Molly Malone.
All right, well, we got quite a few
of them. Narrow, she's wheelbarrow, singing alive, alive, alive. Well, anyway, here we are. I want to thank Sarah Silverville for putting through an hour between her and her hubby. We're glad it's returned to the oil fields, being the select liquor of choice for all human beings. It's not bourbon, it's oil. It's convenience. We want to thank Patrice Porter. We want to thank Linda Elsie. You see the ladies are stepping into the breach. I know the women were the stronger sex, but we brought home to me vividly at the dinner party one night in London when I was living there. There was a Conservative member of Parliament who was insufferable on the subject of women. And I said in my I said, sir, you were born female. What? The man positively shrieked. I said, that's right. Every woman was born female, but every man was born female. And women outlive us by good tips anyway. Wear us out, and then get another one. He was positively blubbering into his liqueur. You never heard something like so. Never tried to be in trouble. No, sir, I'm trying to be scientific. So, Worldprofit is a company that is done very well by and for women. It's been one of our goals. And Sandy Hunter is our leading leader. And Sandy Hunter is a historical figure now. She's passed into the realm of legend. She is the world's longest-running female executive, president of any internet company in the world. And that doesn't get conferred. That gets earned, believe me. So we give a lot of credit to George, of course. I even take a smidgen for myself, but we have to remember Sandy, who is running all the little service things, which could be a nightmare if not dealt with properly. She's supremely qualified for the job. Sandy, if you ever want to be president of Worldprofit, I'll write your recommendation. Oh, she's already been president for 2 years. Today we're going to talk about two things. I think we'll have Sharon Somerville, who is an inspiring writer. We'll have her read one of my Thanksgiving articles. We're going to give the scholarship. Now here's the food fight comes in. I'm going to authorize a scholarship worth $2,500 for the 60 people that are in here right now. 60 people have the opportunity to walk away. It's already signed, sealed, delivered on yours. No funny business. It's here for Andre, and here for Robert, and here for all the people looking in the windows. This has never been before. We're making a mass award of $2,500 scholarship packages. This is real money, no phony baloney, and goods and services to help them on their way. If they pick it, if they want to know how to get it, you simply fill out the form in front of you and say, "Give me that scholarship," and we'll know what to do. Sarah, do you want to say anything? Do you want to say anything about the scholarship? And it's because it's unique.
Yep.
Nobody else offers it.
It is a very unique opportunity. It's an incredible opportunity, one that I'm kind of jealous about. To Andre, you're in the room. We could certainly love one. You're a new member here with Worldprofit. It's probably a little bit confused.
It's already been authorized. It's already been authorized. He only has to come down and say, "Hi, Sharon. Hi, Dr. Lant." And we will give Andre, so long as he's not a goofball. I mean, we do have a goofball clause. But aside from that, Andre, we're sitting on a $2,500 scholarship with your name on the certificate. In case you don't know what that means, it means that's as good as it gets. It's my word as the CEO, and George Kosh's word as technical officer, and Sandy Hunter's word as the president. The partners got together and said, this is going to sound weird, but maybe not so weird. We made a lot of money from Worldprofit over the last 22 years. Enough so that we all live very comfortably. We don't have any complaints beyond the usual ones. Getting older, whose idea was that? That was a stupid idea. We want to go back to revisit with the architect of the human species so we can get a few more years. We're lucky. We're part of the lucky fringe. We're on the internet. day one, even before day one, George Koch was the true definition of a visionary. Sandy Hunter was the true definition. Sandy Hunter understood. Today, I'm going to give my opportunity to say, she understood the need for organization. Now, you got a picture back 22 years ago what the internet was like. It was like the OK Corral. Or better, that scene from Star Wars, where they go into that bar scene, where aliens meet, quarrel. That was what the internet looked like. It looked like a bunch of aliens, and they were very vindictive. People fought. They were very vehement about their point of view. There were the people, and there were a lot of them in those who thought that the internet should not be besmirched, degraded by commerce. Filthy lucre should not. If you put an ad on the internet that said "send me a buck," you got flamed. That was the word that was used in the system. You were flamed, torches. And people come up and they say the most rude things to you. We were there, we lived, and in the famous words of Stephen Sondheim, good times and bad times, and my dear, are still here. We have suffered slings and arrows of our misfortune. So we're lucky, we know it, we're living in the life that we wanted to live, on our own terms. It doesn't get any better than that. And we've attracted a cadre of people like Sharon Somerville who are just the salt of the earth and here to help. And so we said, what the hell? You can't take it with you, so let's do some scholarships. We don't know how many we're going to give out. We're loving it right now. It's not incident. There'll ever be another one. And there might not. We might write more and say, well, we gave. It's possible. I don't know. George doesn't know. Sandy doesn't know. It'll be as the contour of the road takes us. Wherever the road takes us, we'll go. So the bottom line is, Andre, we are sitting here with a $2,500 package for you in this scholarship. We've got one for Robert. We've got one for the 60 people looking in the window. And this is not set in cement, people. If you want it, grab it now. What do you want to say about that, Sharon? We don't know what tomorrow's going to be. Nobody knows. It's all we know is the present, and we live for this life, and then any number of things could happen along the way. We can't guarantee that it will be here in an hour. We can guarantee that it's here now. So reach out. Look at that.
All right. All the guests in the window, there's over 50 of you right now. You're here because you're looking for a way to make money online, or you wouldn't have found us in the first place. So now we are offering to you, each and every one of you, a $2,500 boot. Get started with us, and you'll get a $2,500 package absolutely free for a whole month. But you got to come in and become a member first.
Here's the deal.
And you have to take action.
If you think that taking no action is going to produce bucks, I got news for you. You are crazy. Not only are you wrong, you are nuts. To get to this point, the people who set up this company did a lot of work. And there were false starts. Try to remember the world without the internet. We're all old enough that we were there, and I'm older so than anybody. And to get us to the point where we're at now, there were false starts. There had to be. Nobody knew which way the technology was going to go. And there were lots of models that didn't pan out. Well, our model did pan out. We've been on the internet constantly for 22 years. We never missed, and listen, get this, people, and hear me well, we never missed a payment day. Nobody, even if the Chase Manhattan Bank of New York, they had the government to bail them out. We had our brains to bail us out. Any problems that we made, we had to cover them ourselves. So we were feeling a certain kind of smug enthusiasm that we were smart enough to steer the boat through the leakiest sails and all the crap. You can't hardly imagine it. The crazies and the flames and the ideologues and the haters. And we've good times and bad times, and my dear, we're still here. So today, if you don't pick up your scholarship, you're not going to get it. It only comes once upon, Christmas comes but once a year. The scholarship comes but once in a decade, if that. So, what are we going to do? We are going to first off enthuse, motivate, make happy, excite those of you who are up there who have said any of the following things. Nobody's ever helped me. That stops here. We provide lots of help, more help than you could ever imagine, and more help than you'll even know what to do. I don't know how to get leads. I don't know that. People, the funniest thing I love when George started his magnificent cruise, as it were, to lead them, everyone in the internet said, I bought a list. How many lists did you buy, Sharon? Everybody in those days bought that list because they were the only lists that there were. I got news for you. George Kosh's research and development allowed every person in this room to have more leads than you know how to shake a stick at. And as a matter of fact, you guys are the ones that determine how few you want. We don't to say we could only have 57, we could only have 5. We say go for it. Go for the gusto. And you go, but I don't have to work for those leads. Yep, you got to follow the directions. The leads don't pop into your net like a fish. And those fish don't pop into your net either. They struggle every inch of the way. What do you think about that, Sharon? We have never heard, and I mean this actually factually, we have never heard a person come in here in the last 20 years who said, I never got any leads from Worldprofit. We never got any leads. No one says that. My God. Linda Elsie was up here with me a couple hours ago. She said, I gave her a suggestion to follow. Of course, she dragged her heels. Everyone drags their heels in progress. It's a universal humbling factor. And then she said, I did what you said. She said, I got so overwhelmed with leads, I don't know what to do. I love it. Is that true, Linda Elsie? Have I misspoken in any way? Is that what you told me a couple hours ago? You were buried in new leads? She was feeling positively stressed because we were delivering success over. Here, eat this, have a few more hundred leads. Here, have these two. Nobody in this company complains about having too few leads. And if they do, we say, if you follow the directions, you might have the leads we promised you. Because following directions is a key component of getting leads, right?
Right.
Every day you do the promotions. You're sitting there doing probably promoting right now for all I know.
I was last hour.
There you go. So let's be real clear about this. You're going to have the leads. You're going to have. And here's another thing. No one ever taught me how to do anything. I never had any instructions. Get over it. Gosh, who? I should have known this at the beginning. He is a terrific instructor. He and I are yin and the yang of instructional pedagogies. Ice cream is ice cold. I shrink. He gets patient as the day is long. I scream at them. I tell him every name on the calendar. He's polite. He's very polite. He's sort of spectrum. Methods work. His methods work. It's just that we both approach it in very different ways. It's easy to understand how it happened. Academics shout at each other. Have you ever been to a Harvard faculty? It's like a mud fight. It's like mud pies. Here are these people, the eminent figures in every one of their regimes, and they're screaming at each other. They're up and and you can imagine now the top subject on campus being date rape. Whoa! There's a subject that everyone could have a good mud pie fight about. And now added to the Bill Cosby element of this, we got sex on the mind. This whole country is saturated in sex right now. We can't think of anything else. We have the greatest universe in the world now saturated with sex. As if it weren't saturated before, but now it's ostensible. We're talking about it. We're screaming about it. So George was an Air Force captain. He became a test pilot. He taught pilots. I'm going to tell you a story about George. I don't know. Maybe he winces when I tell this story. I'm the only one who can tell them. I am the official Worldprofit historian among other titles. I was up there one day in Edmonton, and we had these working sessions, we worked hard. I'd go up there on an evening like a Friday, it was like a Thursday night maybe or a Friday. We'd work until Sunday, the last flight going back to Boston. And we'd work like devils. There was no rest for the weary. And but we always treated ourselves very well. We were tectonic, we treated ourselves well. In the 19th century, the big money in Canada was based on railroads, cattle, oil, and grain. If you want to define Canada, you were in one or more of these things. And the people that were in them, seated, made a lot of money. And they built these baroque chateaux, which looked like fortresses out of a movie. Oh, they were popular at the time. And they're big, and they're gothic, and they have this fashionable dowdiness of the period. The gloom of the interiors. They're walking back into history, and I love it. But we were having dinner at the show Frontenac one night. And it so happened, I like the draw, that the Canadian Air Pilots Association was meeting in the same hotel. George walked into the lobby, and it was like God. I'm telling you people, that God had flown down from the meeting. Every pilot, and they were all like 12 years old. They all, I'm 67. Everyone looks so young. It makes me sick. But the truth of it, the room was packed with these beavers, and they were jumping on him, patting him on the back, giving him hugs. I thought, I'm watching that more than any single thing resume convinced me to go. And George will remember. I can see some of these little guys, 5'8", 5'9", and they loved him. They lunged at him. I thought, this is an apt as it is of charisma. And that convinced me. Go for this. Always invest in the people. Don't worry about their ideas. Ideas change. People change too, but their true fundamentals stay the same. What do you think about that? What if you walked into a room and you saw people just like leaping out of the bar? And they all had their little bomber jackets on, their official Canadian pilot. And you know what, George? I forgot to tell you, I am really angry. No one ever gave me one of those jackets. Now, mind you, I really would have known I wasn't a pilot, but that wasn't the one. I want one of those jackets before I croak. There's my official Christmas recipe request. What do you think about that, Sharon? What if you went into a room with your would-be partners or your partners and just saw the enthusiasm with which they were greeted? That would be more meaningful than any recommendation.
You have a pretty good article about complaining for Thanksgiving.
Let's do that. Sharon's going to read one of my articles now. There are over 1,000 of these. And I really developed a genre of internet content. And it's Bill Gates, whose office, after all, was just a few hundred yards from where I was. When Bill Gates was 19 years old, he made his first $1 million or $2 million. And to his parents, he said, I'm bored with Harvard. I'm getting out of this. I'm Splitsville. I'm a rich man. And they said, no. But it's really hard to convince your child that they should stay at home for minutes in their pocket. It's really a major fate of magic. Mark did the same thing. Gates' partner, Steve Whitmer, did the same thing. These were really rich kids. And to describe them as anything else. Anyway, Bill Gates said, content is king. And he didn't describe what that meant. He didn't know this is what good content is. He just said, content is king. If you get the content, you will run the internet. And that is obviously so true. So I said, okay, if it's the king, I'm going to write the content that I want to write. And again, I have to give George credit. Because I was feeling like a fatigue. I don't want to write. I was like 64, 63 years old. I was like cranky and miserable, curmudgeonly. And George said, I want you to write somebody. Goes, no, I'm written enough. I'm not doing it anymore. So he starts dangling the bait. You can write whatever you want. You can write whatever. And I said, you mean whatever I want or whatever I want? What is it? No, I'm serious. So I don't know whether you ever read the day, but I then wrote about whatever I want. I wrote about politics and culture, science and art and aliens and the United States and God and the cosmos, burials and resurrections. I wrote about everything that I wanted to write about. It was a marvelous experience. And Sharon's going to share with you one of the articles I wrote as part of that regurgitation. Wow. Spit it out, woman.
All because George said, please.
Well, he knew the bait. He knew what's bait today.
Well, this one's titled Not in the Mood for Thanksgiving, and it seems to fit with what you were talking about earlier. It says, Not in the Mood for Thanksgiving, then be grateful for what you don't have, by Dr. Jeffrey Lant. Okay, author's program note. Rarely, if ever, I have seen my fellow countrymen so riled up, irritable, angry, vicious, and ready, and bad behavior endemic. What's going on? Try these for openers. A rotten economic situation that just won't get better, and you're afraid it never will, and so you worry from the umpteenth times about just how secure your job is. Is there some guy in the Mumbai who will I better put on my glasses, who will be glad to do it? Mumbai. There we go. Okay. Is there some guy in the Mumbai you'll be glad to do it at half what you get? You've raised the subject with your boss. This is actually an issue going on right now still. But this answer was not reassuring, and now he won't look you in the eye. A president whose leadership styles give no leadership. and nary a Republican president candidate who doesn't cause multitudes to hold their noses, gagging, and wonder why our mind-boggling, lengthy, extensive campaign produces candidates we can't stand or respect, much less admire. Sickening scandals like the one still unfolding at Penn State, scandals that make us wake up in the middle of the shouting, "What is going on around here?" Sometimes we wonder, not just once either, whether anyone is honest, decent, and unarmed anyone, or whether it's only suckers, you being one, who play by the rules. Every day we pick up a newspaper and read about another murder in the neighborhood, our neighborhood. Are our neighbors only good because we don't know their secret lives and their homes and haven't yet been disclosed? True. We read about some drug bust down the street and are horrified to see the police photo and recognize our kid's favorite teacher. We run upstairs and check the closet and drawer, dresser drawers to see if this touched us even closer. You're fortunate today, not yours, but the word yet comes immediately to mind, since these days you expect something bad to happen any time now and aren't particularly surprised when it does. We read about and are concerned, as our busy lives will allow, another species declared extinct, another web sex scandal, another political official with the skill of theft and plausible denial. We feel sure he'll get an easy off when it's his time in court comes up. Is that what be our eyes at the justice is to mean? No. You're concerned about America's unendorsing whose name is you cannot pronounce, much less map, but which you are playing for. You've got a friend whose young cousin, proud and handsome Marine Corps, Marine Corps uniform, handsome as Marine Corps uniform, was killed by a sniper, a boy just 20 years old. My thoughts haunt you all day. You want to believe such early death helps the country in question, America the word, but you don't. You see that this boy's eyes and feel them boring you. Asking one question over and over, why? And you just can't give a good answer. You feel helpless and barraged by bad news, miseries, muddles, mayhem, just won't quit. Want time off from all of it. But these reality tales delivered to us faster than compliments of the web constitute the unceasing rhymes of our lives, and this is only the tip of the iceberg. We wonder if, after a lifetime of contributing to security, will there be there when we need it, and whether Medicare will provide the level of service we'll need. From our office had the acute problem and was on a respirator. The hospital didn't want to pay for it, and the matter now resides in their legal department. We want care. We get lawyers. It makes us very, very nervous and sad. We wonder how some shady Greek and Italian politicians can have so much influence on our lives so far away. What kind of magic powers they got that force, however socially, to pay attention, doing, all of which threatens the stability of satisfaction of our lives. You want to say it's unfair, but you know no one cares what you think about the matter, and you do people to think you're a wimp. So you stay quiet and satisfied, just the way you are, and so the day pass. Until the calendar tells you it's Thanksgiving, the official day, sanctioned by and dictated by law, together with family and friends to eat much and give thanks for your ability to do so. But this year, you just don't feel it. Though you wouldn't mind a piece of the focus on the myriad of problems, inconveniences, woeful situations, and debilitating malvaliance you don't have. Bullets you have dodged for another year. This will make you feel really thankful about the things that really matter. Here's how it works. preparation of the list. This year, I attended my 64th Thanksgiving, so I consider myself a man with some experience in the matter. But put this experience to work by putting aside the usual falderals. Just don't hold hands and ask little Janie to say a blessing. Janie is probably too young to have much insight on the event, and will be unable to perform her helping role to perfection. Thus, the end will result in utterly banal, like all the years before. Instead, seize this bull by the horns and brainstorm a long list of you are thankful you don't have to do it. You don't have to do. Think about or consider in any way, be brutally frank. It's a good point. Item. Your boss got fired because of that restroom peccadillo? What is that?
Peccadillo.
Peccadillo, okay. I am saying it right. Your boss got fired because of that restroom peccadillo. You never have to see him again. That was huge. Next item. Your estranged cousin Herbie, bait nor of many years, has gone missing. No one knows where. If he returns, that'll be too soon. Your darling daughter didn't marry the wildest idealist. You've always played the zither and never bathed. Delicious. Your neighbor's noisome pooch Mickey, gifted with a piecing yelp and a high dissipable duration, ran away in pursuit of an enormous freedom. He will, of course, be missed by someone, but not by you. Hello, Monty.
Monty, we are holding a $2,500 scholarship for you, and for Lucia, and for Lucy, and for Monty, and for Alan. Now, Lucy's a problem, and we'll deal with her individually. But, folks, I am holding, and I have authorized the CEO of this company, each of you to receive a $2,500 scholarship. Sit tight for 3 or 4 minutes. Sharon's going to finish the article, and we're going to read the offer and bring you up to snuff so that you get your scholarship. I know that's what you come for yet. Let's have Sharon finish this article on things that you should be grateful for this Thanksgiving. Carry on.
It's almost done. All right. So, okay, here we go. Keep going. Don't stint. As you get into the task, you see the things you don't have that you are afraid you would never have and forever are very things you always indeed to make this holiday sing. Now type your list. You will never remember them all, since each adds its mites to the happily event. Do not rely. Practice to reciting them. Read slowly, with deliberance, cadence, and gravitas in your voice. Having recited the list, you will feel, perhaps for the first time in months, truly happy, for you have discovered for yourself and shown the world ample bounty of happiness at your fingertips. Thanksgiving now and forever, your favorite holiday. So my direct response to this article is that sometimes when you absolutely focus on things that you're grateful for that you don't have to deal with, it brings out a whole world of things you can be grateful for.
Exactly.
Which is so true. And each and every one of you, Monty, Alan, Lucy, Colin, Robert, when they get out of the video, you have an opportunity to actually take advantage of a $2,500 scholarship. For once in your life, actually start making it on the web, which is very hard to do and very competitive. And we have the tools for you to do it. And then you can stop being ungrateful for the fact that you're failing online.
Now, first of all, we have now authorized scholarships for Monte, Alan, Colin, and the 59 people in the window. Each and every one of you has had a scholarship that's already been reserved for you. I've done it, signed, sealed, delivered. It's right here. Sharon and I are going to give them out. Lee has a problem because Lucy never cooperates. She doesn't talk, and I'm going to hold back her scholarship until she shows us that she's a person who treats us with some respect. Otherwise, she's not going to get it. Lucy, I'm talking to you, and you know it. The gentlemen, however, are all going to get their scholarships. All they have to do is, 1, watch video, which they seem all to have done, except for Monty. Monty, you need to click on the green box of the video. The other, your colleagues, Alan and Tone, Colin, and so forth. Sharon, let's give them the, as you read half that offer, half what's in the scholarship, I'll read the other half. And folks, the minute that you get the picture, we are holding this for you right now, and you'll want to click on the red box order now and lock it in. $20 scholarship coming right out of our pockets here of the company.
Oh, Allie,
yes?
See, Tyrone, you've all watched the Silverman presentation video, and you already know how awesome the offer is. When you do order in the next, you do get a $1,500 bonus offer made in that video. You can e-blast any website or offer to over 90,000 of our subscribers every month. You get over 500 landing pages and over 1,500 real traffic sources. You also have monitors closing sales for 24 hours a day, and we do not charge you anything. Finally, your commission earnings are 20 to 100%. And in that, when you do upgrade to our silver plan, you get not 50 to 100 customers placed under you and leave. These are hot leads. They're free members just like you. And when you upgrade to silver, you get 100 people placed directly under you. You sign them up into your program, or if they upgrade, you get the commission. All you have to do is click on the red order button, and those 100 customers will be yours. Not only do you get the 500 landing pages, the 1,500 real traffic sources, sales closing for you, 24 hours, over 100 training lessons. You get 100 customers placed under you now. You can e-blast to 90,000 of our prescribers every month. You get over 100,000 ad credits a month. You have 3 Facebook marketing courses on how to generate thousands of leads using Facebook marketing tactics. And remember, you can use these resources to generate leads and traffic for any business. Okay. In addition to that, because of Dr. Lant's generosity and George and Sandy, you get your second absolutely free here. When you upgrade to silver, second, that is packages worth $100. $2 package for me upgrading to silver. Do have the excited by the red order button now, and if you do so, you will get that second month free with the 100 customers, as well as all the bonuses that we went over. And more importantly, everything is backed up by Worldprofit's ironclad guarantee of support and service. You'll never be left in the dark. You'll know step by step on what to do and how to succeed. So, Alan, Lucy, and Tyrone, you are the only 3 in the room at the moment that can hear me. It is now up to you to take action and to take advantage of that $2,500 scholarship.
First of all, I am not authorizing a scholarship for Lucy because she does what she's doing now. She's in here 3 or 4 times a day and never says voodoo goose. Lucy, I am going to withhold your scholarship until you are courteous to Sharon and me. If you can't rise to that level, I'll be damned if I'll invest in you. And that's just the voice of Illinois having its say. Alan, if you accept our scholarship, it's worth $2,500, as you know. Lucy, are you going to speak to us? All you have to do is say hello or hi or anything. It's you and Tyrone. Do you want the scholarship? Folks, it's now or never. Sharon, they're going to... Well, let me first give them the remainder. You still have half to go, and I'm going to give it to them. Alan says, I'll be up here. No, Alan, you don't grasp it. I'm the man who's paying the piper and I'm following the tunes. It's my money. If you want my money in that scholarship, you'll follow the rules. Or has there been a stockholder coup in the middle of the night? Are you now the chairman of the board? Are you now the majority shareholder? Oh, that's me. Get done? Understand what I'm saying? Now or never. And you interrupted me when I was making the presentation. Okay, folks, here's the deal. You who takes the scholarship will get 100 customers off my personal list. Those 100 people will be sent an email this afternoon with you as their sponsor. That'll be informed. And when they buy, and they do buy, you get the commissions as long as you're associated with Worldprofit, which could be the rest of your life. Number 2, you will each be given a copy of my 19th book, Net Profits. It sells for $30 at Amazon.com. I'll give you a copy. This isn't just book, people. This is me, multimillionaire, telling you how I did it and what you can do. Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to give you 2 months for the price of one. Now, that second month is free, but it's not free. We have to pay the freight to give you that month. That isn't just sitting on some tree in the backyard with an extra month, the extra month tree. So you folks, if you want it, you got to get out of that box, the red box, and order now. You got 7 minutes. 7 minutes for the scholarship, 8 minutes get you nothing. You got that? And Lucy, you are a menace to society. And I'll be damned if you scholarship. No scholarship for Lucy. Are you happy now? If you want it, it's here right in front of you right this minute.
And if she's smart, she'll still upgrade. I didn't get a scholarship, and I'm still happy.
As far as I'm concerned, all bets are off with Lucy. I'm not, I grew up on the little saying, "Many is a piper calls a tune." Lucy doesn't seem to understand it. Alan doesn't seem to understand what they say. I'll do what I'll do. Who the hell cares what I do? It's what I do that's important. It's my money. Now, Lucy, you make your life so goddamn miserable by being selfish, uncommunicative, incommunicado, and all the other words I could think. We've got a whole bunch of people looking in the video. I love it when they come in. I'll be able. Well, that's nice. I suppose you put socks on that day too. But what does that have to do with the price of apples?
Well,
they don't get the fact that corporations are run by shareholders.
The way I
boards
see
of trustees, and boards of directors.
They're pretty crazy to pass it up, because even without the scholarship, Greta Silver is definitely a smart decision. Probably the best decision they'll ever make online. And to think that they're actually getting a whole additional month for free because of this is just crazy to pass up.
Okay, there's Crystal again. Crystal's been here before. You see, you get no response from Lucy. Lucy, the fact that you becomes the response. No scholarship for Lucy. Still in the running. Monty's still in the running. Robert's apparently still in the running. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let it go for 18 more minutes. We're going to pause 7-minute rule right now. We're going to have it available to the top of the hour. At the top of the hour, my coach becomes a pumpkin all over again. I'm taking those mice and I'm bringing them. No more horses. There'll be mice yet again. Now, who else do we want to give a message to? And folks, we're sitting on money. You're sitting on nothing. Now, here's a question that I need. Mr. Joseph is clearing out my kitchen cupboards for Christmas. We're doing this general thing. And he's found some things like cup of soups, from Lipton, from like 2010. Should we throw those away? They're not open.
You know what? I think they're actually still probably good. Do you want to eat them? Is the question?
Yes, I like cup of soup, but what could happen to a reactive cup of soup?
Exactly.
Disintegrate into poisons.
A lot of that stuff's made to last a good 10 years, regardless of the expiration date.
Well, first of all, there's going to come a cold day, which is already here, and I'm going to want a cup of soup. I know it. We're in cup of soup season. And his point is, he's pointing at the best by used by whatever. He says, look at this, 2010. They need to read my article on old coops.
Well, Dr. Lant, you can certainly afford to have expired.
Excuse me, I am a Puritan boy from Illinois. Excuse me.
But
it's not a question of what. Let's get to the heart of it. Yes, but
you'll still be okay. I think you'll still be okay when it comes to the cups. Soup stuff, let's face it, the preservative crap they put in there, it's made to last a long time.
It's probably designed to last through a nuclear war,
Right, exactly.
Let me tell you this. This is something that Peggy Rockefeller told me. Peggy Rockefeller was the youngest child of David Rockefeller, the Chase Manhattan Bank. And she told me that she was a very wealthy woman. The rest of the families were worth several $1 billion. And she told me something one day. She said, what's on me about life? When I go out to Lant, thinks that I should pick up a tab. She said, it grates on me that they're the assumption. I want to be generous when I want to be generous, not when other people think I should be generous. And I feel the same way about the soup.
Yeah.
What's wrong with handing the soup? Okay. Oh, I knew that Patrice would jump into this one. This is Patrice's favorite. Okay, Patrice. Excuse me. Did you or did you not send me a box that was coated with jam? I would have had a box to get the benefit of the jam. Did you? And did you send me a new husband? No! Woman, what are you thinking of? All right. I'm ready. This program is way too awesome. Okay, Monty, click on the green, on the yellow, on the red box. It says log in. Red than dead. Now, Monty, the red box, it says order now, option number 1, the monthly option, and we're going to transfer the scholarship, which has already been authorized, to your account immediately. Like immediately. And I'll tell you what, Monty, I'll send you a box of Lipton soup. Expiration date 2010.
Yes, red box, it says order now.
I'm sorry, but I absolutely understood what Peggy Rockefeller told me. That I absolutely knew what she meant. You're rich, so that therefore you should throw away something which is probably perfectly good.
No, I completely agree with you.
How many people have died eating Lipton soup? I mean, really? Probably none.
I agree with you. I think it's so funny when I hear about how, like when you go to Vegas and you're shopping in Caesar's Palace, and my daughter and I saw the world's ugliest purse, and it was $3,600. This thing was so ugly, and I said, I don't care if I was the richest person on earth, I wouldn't buy that for $3,600.
There you are. There speaks the voice of the prairie woman. And I grew up on the prairie. As my family's a prairie family. Look at the trajectory of my life. My ancestors were driven to Scotland and all the clearances. Hey, Patrice, listen to this. Where the major landowners of Scotland got rid of the peasants who were called crofters so that they had more pass for their sheep. So Daniel McMillan, my relative, gets dragged out of Scotland, driven out. He goes to Northern Ireland. He doesn't like Northern Ireland. He then gets enough money together to go to South Carolina, where he had nothing. He knew no money. He had no land. He had no right. He made a landowner. And then the family starts with typical American story, typical Canadian story. They start moving with the frontier. Ultimately moved to Illinois, Kansas, to Oklahoma, and then California, because every generation wanted its own piece of the pie, right?
Hey,
so do you think they were throwing away their Campbell soup? And we got crazy. Okay, come in, Monty. You one up us now. Lucy, Robert, you blew it. Monty, come in here. Get yourself a piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to start you on the road to success. Monty, you are on that road now. You can start moving. Okay. Monty, grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Sharon and I have got some news for you. Well, thank you for sharing. I hate this thing. They're rich, so they're there for throw it away. Because I'm rich, that I don't throw things away. Okay, Monty, here's the deal. First of all, okay, grab yourself a paper and pencil.
Robert Wesley, where is he? He went. He just made CEC today. Well, Monty just made an MC.
You know why? Because Robert Wesley Norman moved the exterior to which is my toe, and I booted him and said, "Oh Christ, for God's sakes, Bobby, get with the program." Is that so, Mr. Norman? I believe that I had to do with it by my deft aim right to gluteus maximus. I don't like people who whine. I like people who. I don't mind people being broke. I mind people who are broke. instead of broke and winning. All right. All right, so here we want to, first of all, we want to congratulate Monty Furbert, our newest member, our newest wealth seeker who's going to make money. And as soon as he's ready, I'm going to give her some specific instructions. We want to talk to Lucy again. Lucy, who sat there the whole time going, ugh. Lucy, you have a snowball's chance in hell of making a penny the way you do the internet. I'd be remiss in my professional judgment if I told you otherwise. You have the credit. You know the old expression of fool and his money is soon parted? Robert? Is that Robert? He's got it full window open. Robert, you're doing it all wrong. And we've got 10 more minutes of this. I told you a food fight today.
Glad I'm a part
but
of it.
I didn't know it was going to be about best eaten by some date that is in the history books.
All right, Monty, can you still hear us? First thing you want to do is check your email. You're going to get 2 emails right away from us. It's going to walk you through logging out.
Remind him about the tax implications. So he puts that stuff in the tax folder.
Yes. You want to keep your tax email, actually. So you want to keep that, but you're also going to want to log out as a free associate, log back in as a dealer. And I'm sure, is Robert on the phone now? Are you on the phone with him, Robert? Okay. Check your email. Let's get you logged in as a dealer. No more will you be 24 Monty. You will be in here as a dealer. Okay, we definitely need more monitors, so Monty, hop to it. I've only been here 2.5 months, and I've been monitoring for the last, month and a half? I started monitoring 3 weeks into it. I think, is that right, Ann? You're here. He was my first trainer. Robert? Pop it in. Oh, there he goes. Okay, back in the video. Okay. No, you're still in here as a freebie. To help you out, first, if you go to the top and hit the log off link, it's highlighted in yellow. And then clear out your history, your cookies. Then you're going to pull up the email that has your dealer login instructions. That, and you should be back in here, dealer. You're going to get a bunch of email from us, overwhelmed, one at a time. I'm very excited for you, Robert. The day that I became a CC, I was really hoping to do the same thing that you just did. I was on the phone and I almost did it, but not quite. I'll get there though.
Got to boil water. We're having a dispute on the matter of the labels.
Yes, well.
Okay, I have a box of Betty Crocker potatoes, scalloped potatoes I love in the winter only, and they are past their eat date. I am not going to throw them away.
How about this? How about this? Because it's probably okay that you eat it. But
first of all, they're going to be boiling water.
How about you just take it all and donate it to the shelter? And then that way you don't have to argue with Mr. Joseph.
Okay, I can do that.
There you go. You can donate it, and he can restock you.
Oh, that is a good solution. I'm still going to eat these potatoes, however, as a matter of principle.
Okay.
I want you to know that it establishes my true and ultimate over those things. And get yourself some good, delicious food. Oh, what's wrong? You did Eddie Crocker, the American Idol, did the dirt? Because what do you know about scalloped potatoes anyway? You grow spuds in your garden?
Hey, Dr. Lant.
Let's get to the
I've been using these awesome GC control shakes for the last year because I'm diabetic myself. And I'm not on it anymore. I'm not on insulin. Cut down meds to a very minimum, and I've lost 30 pounds. So I'm with Patricia, I think, to join me and get on the good stuff.
I already do that. Look. You know those fighting words, Miss Porter. The only way I'm going to get anyone to make things from grass is to marry her. Her, him, dog, cat, antelope. I mean, that's the only way anyone's ever going to make any back from rely upon true stories. See, Patricia is the princess of the woods. She goes out and she finds the magic mushrooms and all this stuff. I'm writing an article about you. I hope you know.
I can relate to Patrice. My husband loves.
I can't. Excuse me. You live in a city. I don't even have a window box. I'm going to make my potatoes from scratch. What am I going to grow? Okay.
You can grow anything in containers.
Let me tell you something. You take two toothpicks, put one toothpick at one angle and the other, and put it in a glass of water, and it will sprout. Because then you've got a thing that's dying in a glass of water. Well, friends, it is anything goes, and we do cover the waterfront unapologetically, and it is today. We really did. We're glad to have Monty, who's going to do very well with us. Did you give Monty the information about his taxes?
He has emails, I believe, too.
Okay, Monty, I want to speak to you for a moment. This is Dr. Lant, CEO. Monty, you not only did you get a great deal, but you are going to get about 30% deduction for your taxes. Where is your taxable jurisdiction? In the United States or? Monty, where do you pay taxes? Under what jurisdiction? Well, I'm going to tell you folks, when I'm eating those scalloped potatoes, I'm going to eat them right here on the air. I'm going to save for every morsel.
Indiana, USA.
You're going to get a tax deduction of approximately 30%. Make sure that you keep your documentation that we just sent you. Put in this special file called 2014 taxes. And the point, folks, remember this tax year ends in about 6 weeks, so you want to make sure you have all your papers together, as I do. And we now have 58 people. And all you have to do, folks, for the next 2 minutes, is all you have to say is, I want the scholarship. We'll sort out the details in the next hour. You will lock scholarship in. Just say, I want friggin' scholarship, Lant. That'll do it. That'll get my attention. We have approximately 90 seconds left. I want to bring up Patrice Porter now for a couple of words. Sharon and you going down. We're going to bring up Madam Patrice. And we're going to bring you back in the fun comments today. Well, Patrice, we've got your dander up here. And we want to recognize Patrice Porter's achievements and her follow-up information is on the screen in front of you.
Good day, Dr. Lant, and
she's coming
you
in right
sound
now.
like my father with these.
When the potatoes grow lush and wild.
You sound like my father with these noodle soups. He was big on these noodle soups, and he would never throw anything out. And
excuse me, it's a whole civilization. This isn't just a meal.
Get yourself some good, nutritious food. Go to the farmer's market.
Go ahead, give us some wrap. Give us a wrap.
I cleaned up my diet, and then I only keep good, nutritious food in the thing, and I feel much better for it. doing much of the things from scratch. And if you can't do that, I mean, there's people at the market that will.
How am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? The only dirt that I have in my house comes at the bottom of people's shoes.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to grow your potatoes, but the farmers market, they'll have some.
The thin edge of the wedge.
They'll have some more nutritious food than old outdated chicken noodle soup. Nah.
This isn't romaine noodles. Those are those noodles. Those noodles are a sign of poverty. I don't have anything like that. This is Betty Crocker. Are you accusing Betty Crocker of being a communist or something?
No. But these are outdated. The nutrition value is going down. So, okay, enough of that. On to other bigger and better things. For people that...
Okay, say.
And I want to congratulate Monty, and you're going to love it here, Monty. We're now working for you. And if people want to check out my Home Business Central, you can go to www.20waystoprofit.com. And I also help people to create abundance by gardening, show them how to grow your potatoes at www.gardeningforfoodsecurity.com. And you can catch the replays of these Anything Goes programs at www.worldprofitTube.com or the YouTube channels Patrice Porter and earlier programs on the YouTube channel Pat Porter. And with that, I'm going to say my adieus and see you next time, 1 p.m. Eastern.
You haven't heard the end of this, mistress.
And head off to the market and get yourself some fresh, nutritious food, Dr. Lant. Bye for now.
That's our Patrice Porter up in Upper River, Big River, Saskatchewan in Canada. She's the lady with the wires that keeps us all honest around here. Now we have Reverend Buck in Louisville, about which he will now try to persuade the city of the world, or we will deny it. First of all, William, I want you to introduce yourself to Monty Furt, our newest member. And Monty is in the process of choosing his domain, and he might need some help. But we had a rip-roaringly good program. I want to thank Sharon Somerville. I want to thank Sharon for her husband Todd was just a good session of Anything Goes. Complete craziness, of course, it was a food fight. And by the way, every time we have programs, the wings go up. So